Hello and welcome to another Stamp Around UK video hop. It's February 2024 and this month we're doing fun folds. And I'm Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk. I've joined together with a few other Stampin' Up demonstrators, and all their details and their videos is in the description below. So once you've watched mine, it'd be great if you'd hop around everyone's video and leave us some comments and some thumbs up, because it all helps the algorithm. I hope you enjoy this. So today I'm remaking a card I made in class quite a while ago, looking at these papers, because I think they're from last year. And it's a little fun fold that does that. So it's got a little flip on the front and uses up lots and lots of pretty designer series paper. So today I'm going to use the Flight and Airy. In fact, I'm going to use a few things from Celebration. I'm going to use the Flight and Airy designer series paper, and I'm also going to use Heartfelt Hellos, which is a Celebration gift as well. So both of these are available when you spend £45 or more in the current annual and mini catalogues. So it's well worth a look. So I shall get on. Right, so I've pre-cut everything. Now, whenever I make a card like a fun fold, I always suggest in class, people keep their first one, so then you've got an example of how it's made. And in my classes, I also give them a typed tutorial, a written tutorial, there you go. But I also keep a template, so it's got all the measurements on and it's ready to go, and I don't have to think about it. The most complicated part of this is finding the middle of 10.5. You can measure it if you want, but what I do is I get a piece of copy paper, and that is 10.5 centimetres, and I've folded it in half, and there's your middle. So when I come to make my card, I just line that up here, and then I can see where the middle is, so I can mark it and then cut my diamond. And I've done all the maths for you as well on what the diameter, what a 10.5 centimetre, it's not a diameter, is it, because it's a circle. This line here gives a 7.4 centimetre square. Okay, right, so let's get started. As I'm waffling this morning, well, I'm videoing it this morning, it goes live at 6 o'clock. Right, so I'm starting off with a standard Tempfel card. So in the UK, that is 10.5 centimetres, it's half a sheet of A4, and I've scored at 14.85, and so I need to score to get this bit that flips back. So I need to score at 5.2 from this edge, so I'm just going to get my score up. Okay, and I need to score in the opposite direction to the centre fold. So, and as this card, it hasn't decided which is the top and which is the bottom yet, so I can score from either end. So I'm just popping that at 5.2 centimetres, do not cut, and I'm just going to score there. Okay, so I've done a score, so I've got the card folds that way, and then this folds that way. Okay, and then I'm going to mark it on this edge, on the sort of front leading edge, because that's actually going to be covered up, so I don't need to worry about it showing, because it won't. And then I get my little crib sheet and I'm just lining up there. Okay, and there's your middle, which of course is 5.25 centimetres. I've done it in pen so you can show, but it's just, there you go. So there's my little measuring device, and I've just measured it to 5.2 centimetres, and we just now need to line that up in our trimmer. And as I say, this is the most complicated bit of the card, is getting this V correct. So I am going to line up my marks. So that's your score line, and this is your pen line, and I'm just lining them up in the track of my trimmer. See, talking and concentrating is not my best. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to double check. Maybe another tip I get the feeling this is not going to be the shortest video I've ever made. Sorry. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm lining it up there with my trimmer guide, and then I'm going to put a post-it note on so it doesn't shuffle about when I close my trimmer. So there we go. And there we go, so I've cut one. And then I'm going to do the same again the other way. So we're lining, this time we're lining the point and the score line, and stick it down with a post-it note. Okay, now always cut from this straight edge. Don't cut from a point because you will mash your point. So there we go. And there we have our little flap. How easy is that? Okay. And then it is just a case of building up your card. So I've pre-cut all my designer series paper here, and this is from, as I say, from the Flight and Airy. So that's my square for the front, and then a piece for the centre, and then I've got this beautiful paper from the Flight and Airy designer series paper set, which I absolutely adore. It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to put, so as I say, I've written all my measurements on here. So this piece is 10 centimetres high by 9 centimetres wide, and I'm just going to stick it on here. And as I say, once you've done your fiddling with your point, the rest of it is just assembling the card. Oops, don't put it upside down. There we go. So that's that piece there. Then I've got another piece the same size, which I'm going to put here. These birds are so cute and so easy to fussy cut out. I think this Flight and Airy designer series paper, I mean, it is free. You just have to spend £45 on other goodness and you get this for free, and I think it is flying off the shelves because it is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm being a bit generous with the old glue there. And then I'm going to pop this next to it. So this piece is 10 centimetres by 8 centimetres. And I'm not actually going to put a sentiment on here, I'm actually going to write, because this is going to be a Mother's Day card. We have Mother's Day in the UK is a lot earlier than it is in America. I did mean to look it up before I started and I forgot. So, but our Mother's Day is linked to Easter. So, there we go. So it's a good opportunity to show off lots of designer series paper. And then we need to glue this square here. And that gives you your fun fold bit. So I'm just going to put glue on this flap here. Now, whenever you're doing a fun fold, the bit that's interactive, I tend to put a bit more glue on. Just because this is the bit people mess with. I don't think mess is quite the word, but this is the one they move. So, and then it is just a case of lining these all up. There we go. We're just see, wet glue gives you wriggle room, but it's just moving a bit too much. There we go. Got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay, so there's your fun fold. I'm just going to add this piece. Now, this has got birds on it, and obviously it should be this way, but I think it can stand being slightly, well, being diagonal, but you do need to watch. Like this paper probably wouldn't have worked on the diagonal, which is why on this one I use stripes, because that works quite well on the diagonal. But I think this is enough. You see, I don't think that would work, but you can get away with it with the others because they're quite subtle, being self-coloured. Go. It's my glue everywhere today. I'm actually videoing it first thing in the morning because my husband has got a lot of work on today and he works in the office next to me, and I don't want to be, you don't need to listen to him working, do you? Right, okay, so I'm using, because my base was Mr. Moonlight, I'm now using Mr. Moonlight ink. Stamp my sentiment, and now I'm going to do, as I say, Happy Mother's Day. And then we currently have 2 circular punches in our range. I think they're both online exclusives, so Stampin' Up! Now release online exclusives at the beginning of every month, so it's well worth keeping an eye because there's all sorts of lovely stuff coming up every month. So we have got a 2-inch punch and a 2 3/8 punch. So the 2-inch punch is going to fit nicely on the Happy Mother's Day. This is actually designed to go on the Heartfelt Hexagon punch, but it also fits in this one. And I wanted to layer it, so which is why I've used the circle punch rather than the hexagon punch, which is gorgeous. So, and then I'm just going to cut a 2-inch circle out of this piece. So I'm just using scraps of Basic White and Misty Moonlight. And there you go, so it's just a nice, probably a bigger area than border than I'd normally use, but I think it works very well. So, and I think for this one I am going to actually put it up on some dimensionals. On my original I did it flat. So, just centre that up. There we go. And then get some dimensionals. Now there's a lot of layers of card and dimension with the dimensions as well, so just double check. In fact, I can do it for you to see whether or not it does go through a standard postage, or whether in the UK we have standard and then we have large letter. So, there we go, and that's the finished card. How beautiful is that? So nice little fun fold for you. Fun fold for February. And then I've got my Royal Mail size guide, which I got off eBay. And no, I would post that as a large letter because it's just struggling to get past there. So by the time I've got an envelope on as well, it's not going to go through. So it would be, if you want to avoid large letter, don't put this on dimensionals, or hand it to your mum. Either way would work beautifully. So as I say, hop along to all the others. We've got some really amazing demonstrators in this group, and I'm sure you'll get lots and lots of inspiration and fancy fun folds, and I shall see you next month. Take care. Bye.